So Le Mans Ultimate is finally here. Well, in early access anyway. The seemingly last hope for motorsport games. Last time I tried one of their games was NASCAR Ignition, and we all know how that went. But given this is my first day in Le Mans Ultimate, I wanted just to do a race. That is exactly what we're going to do. Of course, this game features 3 car classes, but we're going to go for the hypercar. And for me, given that this game is the only one that has this car at the moment, I think I just need to try the Ferrari, the 499p. This car won at Le Mans last year, and it's probably one of the coolest things Ferrari has done for a long time. I was tempted to race as the Glickenhaus, but I'm fairly sure that I'm still blocked by them on Twitter. Loading screen's my favourite. Just wait for that to come on. I'm going to try my best to go over as many things as possible in this video. But like I said, full review in the works. This is me just sort of jumping in and trying the game properly for the first time. Right, so here we are at Le Mans, and we've got a proper Le Mans style start here. So we're just waiting for the cars to the right to pull away, then we'll follow them for our formation lap. Except I'm not going to do the full formation lap, that's going to be a little bit boring. But anyway, you can see here in front, pulling away, Valuable in front of us, LMP2 Field behind us, and those of you who know a certain title called R Factor 2, all this is going to look quite familiar, and there are going to be quite a few comparisons between this and R Factor 2. Starting on the back of the hypercar field, there are 16 cars here. Of course, my faithful character, Rimble McScrimble, repping the Ferrari. 2 Glicks in front of us, a Cadillac's there as well. And just behind us, the LMP2 field, although the LMP2 field is starting very, very close behind, so hopefully that doesn't cause an issue down towards T1 now. Just waiting for my opportunity to open the taps in this Ferrari. Still waiting, still waiting. There it is. So here we are then, Le Mans Ultimate. Our first proper race. Down towards T1 for the first time. They're like 14 wide in front, so we're going to try our best to find a little bit of room. Oh, Cadillac sideways in front. Trying to avoid that guy. The AI very aggressive on the first lap. One of the Porsches over the gravel on the inside. LMP2 field right behind us now, so we were slow through there. That's Kevin Estra in the Porsche. Going to try and get by him. Soft on the brakes. Through the S's for the first time. Not too bad. I've got to be easy on the throttle on this thing. Tyres are cold right now, and you really do feel it in the first couple of laps. A Porsche giving me the big sniff through there as I wrestle this thing. And now onto the Mulsanne straight for the first time. Look at the legs of the Ferrari compared to the Porsche. To there, mate. And now going down the straight for the first time. And I've got to say, right now, this is all pretty cool so far. Big fan of how this is laid out. There's a lot of information here on the HUD. You guys might like that, I don't know. I like them a bit more minimal, but I thought I'd keep it all on for the video. Love the noise of that hybrid as we descend through the gears and now back up again. Not really sure how the cars are BOP'd as of yet. I'm not sure they are completely correct as of now, but saying that, we're both gonna close in on this Glickenhaus. Little Glickenhaus sandwich. Cadillac on the right, I'm on the left. I might have the legs of both of them just about. Cadillac's there on the outside. Big heavy brake. You can hear the regen there of the hybrid, the battery. We have no control over that. It just deploys when it wants. Which, to be honest, is pretty good for me. I'm happy with that. Apparently, I've got 8 hours 10 remaining there up the top. I'm pretty sure this race is meant to be 24 minutes though. So I'm doing 24 minutes and then see how I feel after that. What you guys are probably wondering, whilst I'm rambling away and trying to drive here, is how does the game feel? And I'm quite happy to say it feels quite good. It feels fairly decent. There's a lot of what I like to call RF2 in there. The 4C back is nice. I wouldn't say it's of the same, exact same caliber. You don't quite feel the tar. Oh my god. AI taking the line there. Not looking at its mirrors. Side by side. Goes around the outside. Nearly loses it trying to keep it from there. That there is a very R Factor 2 move from the AI. You can see all the cars pretty accurately represented here. The Glick falling off the back a little bit as we try and get up behind the rest of the cars. Porsche Toyota is up there as well, of course. There's a van wall in there somewhere, which is actually doing a lot better than it should be doing. I think something this game does very well compared to something maybe like iRacing, which I think in general feels better. But you can really do feel the weight of these cars, especially in these corners, and slowing them down to the apex. They take a while to get the car to move around. You feel like you're driving a heavy hypercar. You know, these cars weigh a fair bit for a race car. I finally have a chance to get by now. I think hopefully up the inside. You have to lift a little bit. I'm going to drive into him. Oh, big lunge on the Porsche, not intentional, but the Porsche luckily opens the door for you there. That could have been a big hit. Just like that, up to P10. Let's try and catch Mr. Albamba in front. There are Peugeots around here somewhere as well. It's good to have them all here. Oh, God, missed the corner. Oh, car off. Yellow flag. I think that's one of the Cadillacs in the wall there. This very much at the moment is a single-player game. Very much single-player. There is no online functionality at the moment. I think it will start maybe tomorrow. You have to, I think, sign up to an account for that. I've not done that yet. As now you might be noticing, we're heading into the night. I was recommended by the guys to play this on the high settings. Ultra apparently is a bit of a PC killer at the moment. So here we are using the high settings, which I think they look decent enough. They don't look too bad. Again, they remind me a lot of RF2, especially the way these lights sort of bloom. Easy on that brake pedal. Oh, just locking up a little bit there on the way in, managing to recover. Out of the corners though, these things are rockets. You can really feel them moving around. Got Glick 1.8 seconds behind us. In front of us is DaCosta Chan. And then Bamba in the Cadillac has moved up a little bit there. The Cadillac fast round here at the moment. Everything makes sense though in terms of driving, which I'm very happy to say. But this game is definitely far from being a finished product. Very rough around the edges, and so far it is just, hey, do you want to go race? Well, okay, here you go. There's no championship, no career, nothing like that in the game at the moment. It's just race weekends. That's all you can do. Single race weekends. And to be honest, a lot of the menus are kind of broken at the moment as well. Sometimes you have the ability to, I mean, I set this race to be 24 minutes. It's now saying 8 hours and 10 minutes. I don't really know why that is. So it really depends. You're thinking, do I want to actually pick this up? Do I want to buy this? Well, this is what you're buying. You're buying a very single player experience with very limited gameplay aside from, well, driving the car, which is enough for some people. But I know the big appeal of this game, and the appeal for me as well, is having a kind of a single player experience, maybe akin to something like GTR 2 or F1 Challenge, something like that, where you feel like you're actually involved in the game a little bit. But the whole experience of driving is pretty damn sweet. I'm not sure we're going to encounter any oh god, cars in front getting a bit feisty, so we've got a Toyota there now. They're a bit slow coming onto the straight, but you've got the draft. You might get a cheeky little overtake here. Right behind the Porsche, you're going to duck out right away over to the right-hand side. There's the Toyota. I think I've got them just about past. Late on the brakes, Toyota's going to try and come back round again. No, Mr. Bohemi, you stay there, bro. Oh, God. Up to P7, but now we've got Bohemi. And that Toyota right in our mirrors. We know how fast that thing is. Peugeot doing well. P5. He's the one ahead of Albamba in front of us. Looking to the right-hand side now to stop my braking mark. I'm actually going to brake a tiny bit earlier. Just try and get a bit of that hybrid back. Just hold that brake into the braking zone a little bit longer. Just drag it in instead of just hitting the brake hard like you usually would in the prototype. Gets a bit more boost on the way out of the corner. You can see that the effect of that, I think Bohemi's used his battery and we're able to pull away a little bit on exit. See, I'm that plays into this straight away. Definitely in terms of handling on the sim side, which again, something I'm very happy to say as well. There are options for sort of ease of use. You know, a lot of assists you can put on as well, stability control, stuff like that. This feels like a expansion of R-Factor 2, not a DLC. It feels like, you know, the old school, you know, like the Sims expansions back in the day where it adds like pretty much an entire new part of the game to it. It feels like that. It feels like the Witcher expansions, you know. Whereas a lot of content there, and it stands up on its own, but under the hood it is still kind of the same as it was before, down to the point that some of the bugs that exist in RF2 exist in this, like random forced feedback turning off. I've had to map that to my wheel. I guess the long and short of it is if you have put up with RF2 in the past, this is a nicer experience than that, but it will be a familiar experience. So I'm using 100% AI right now, and I feel like I'm getting a good challenge. I feel like I am having to, you know, drive well to stay right. I'm not just flying up the front of the field. I'm definitely sort of being matched by the AI, and they're not slow. I am. Now we are due potentially a little bit of rain soon. Hopefully we can survive it. Look at the speed there, 330 kph coming up. This thing's fast down the straight, man. They're in the limiter in 7th gear, 340. A little bit of a stutter there. See, the game just hangs for a second. That's a very RF2. This is cool though, man. Allow yourself to be immersed in it, and you are immersed. And saying that, I think now we're starting to have the sun come back up again, which is damn cool. Apparently 8 hours remaining though, so we'll have to probably stop the race before then, but that's what happens when you try and make the race last 25 or 24 minutes. It lasts for 8 hours. Welcome to RF2. I mean, Le Mans Ultimate. A lot of cool detail though on the wheel. All these numbers on the wheel are things that are actually interactable or stuff that's happening in game. It isn't just random numbers that you find on the wheel that go, okay, well, for decoration, you know, everything there is something and means something, sort of information that is relevant to the race. Starting to get a bit hazy. I'm wondering if we are going to get any of that rain or not. Haven't come across any traffic yet or anyone in the pits, so we've come across the Peugeots though. The incredibly rare Wangless prototype. Right, what can we do here? We've got the toe. Porsche curve's coming up. We're going to have a little bit of dirty air through here, I imagine. Again, dragging that brake in just to give us a nice amount of hybrid on the way out. Those curbs are lethal. Don't get dragged by them, but they are definitely not where you want to be. He says, running them over all of them, like a legend. Someone asked me if you get dragged into the curbs in this, and you don't really know. The car's just so low and so stiff that you feel it when you touch the curb. You know, it doesn't want to be there really. It's just good. It's good racing. It feels like an engaging single-player racing experience so far. I have seen though, if you get cars bunched up, they do get a little bit wonky. I've seen in testing this, cars trying to go a few wide down the straight a little bit. Usually ending up in a big crash. So the AI has an aggression to it, but you can adjust that. Currently they're on, I think, 50 aggression, whatever that means. I'm not sure if that's a percentage or not, and 100 difficulty. So, you know, they're not on the highest difficulty you can have, but still a good challenge. Especially for someone who hasn't really played the game yet. With that fighting up front, they're going to go 2 by 2 into the second chicane here. It's a Peugeot, and who's that? The Peugeot and the Porsche. Looks like the Porsche's come off better. Peugeot is hit out wide. Cadillac's looking to get involved too, and now I'm here, so we're going to be 2 by 2 on the way down to the Mulsanne corner. Can't go off the track here. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, there's nowhere to go. They're free wide. I'm going to follow the Cadillac through. Why not? And the brakes early to make sure it's stopped. Oh, lock it up. Side by side with the Cadillac, and now it's a drag race. Come on, Ferrari. Gonna hear the V8 of that Cadillac. See ya, bro. Up into P4 somehow there. Sometimes you just gotta cook. Oh, this is so cool. Definitely not a complete experience yet. Definitely early access to the takeaways from this. But in the right conditions, it's a lot of fun. Over the curbs. Oh, big clout over the curb there. And to be honest, sim racing needs a good single player game. Right now, whether you like it or not, the best single player game in sim racing is iRacing and driving against the AI. It's the best experience you have. I'm hoping that something can challenge that. This is like it might have potential to do so if I don't crash. But it definitely needs that career mode, you know. Definitely needs something interesting going on. Give us a story for crying out loud. Give us a driver. Give us something like that. Give us something cringe. We'll love it. We all love to talk a race driver. Right, 1.9 seconds to the rest. We are slowly reeling him in. Just about dropping old Bamba. So we've got good pace. Top 3 will be good in our first race here in Le Mans Ultimate. Right, okay, come on. Head down. Not much I can do on the straights, but I can obviously push it a bit in the corners, try and gain a bit of time back. A fastest sector 2 of the race there, I can see in the top right hand corner. That should be so smooth, the brake and throttle on this thing. Really does feel like you're driving a car made for endurance, you know. So right now, I guess I should go over some other things. There is no NASCAR in this game. People ask that about the, and he actually asked that on Twitter. There's no Garage 56 NASCAR, which is a real shame. I would have loved to have that in the game, but I've got a feeling that motorsport games and NASCAR aren't the best of friends, or a reason you guys can probably understand. And yeah, well, as I said, right now there's not much outside of just single races like this. A lot of people are going to say to me, do you think it's worth buying the game yet? I don't really know what to say to that. I think the early access games are basically there to, well, I guess in Motorsports Games case, who aren't having a very good time at the moment, maybe try and drum up a bit more revenue to get the game to where it should be. I don't really know. That's just me completely just hypothesizing. Hypothesizing? What's the word? You know what I'm saying? I'm just guessing. I don't think there's no really fact in that beyond my own reasoning. This is, I think, £25 they want for this at the moment. And if you're someone who likes to drive endurance cars around on every endurance race on the calendar, with every car from last year in there, and sort of role play a bit, you're gonna have a good time. But you have to do a lot of that yourself, you know. There's no championship there for you. Handling wise, car feels good. Nice feedback in the wheel using the Mozart R21 here, and something actually that was a very pleasant surprise for me is when I first turned this game on, my wheel was recognised, as was my pedals. I didn't have to set anything, didn't have to bind any buttons at all, which is a very new experience for me in any sort of game that calls itself a sim in any way, so that was very good. In terms of the actual how the car moves around, as you would expect, as I said, it feels a little bit heavy. I've not driven the GTs yet, or the P2, so I'm just talking only of I guess this hypercar and some of the others that I drove very, very quickly. This does feel, for example, different to the Glickenhaus. It feels a bit different to the Van Wall as well. But if you were to put this on the sort of the sim, I don't know, the Lino sim, and put NASCAR edition down here on the oh no, don't do it, and the up here something like, I don't know, iRacing or ACC, this fits in around there, I'd say. It has a similar feel to that. Setups as well. If you're familiar with RF2, the setup screens are very similar. It's pretty much just that. So there's a lot you can do in there. A lot of room for people to sort of, I guess, get involved and get under the hood of this game, if you want to do that. But also, I'm racing right now what is basically just the baseline setup for this track, and it's fine. A little bit understeery in places, a little bit scary on exit sometimes, but otherwise, fine. And you see I'm chatting away, trying to chase down Mr. DeResta here, and Mr. Fassbender's just come onto the radar. Oh no, there he is. I want to see, though, how the car in front deals with the traffic. I haven't seen how these cars, the AI, deal with that traffic yet. That's going to be a big thing in this game. That has to be done correctly. If that's not done correctly, then... Oh my god, Jimmy. Oops. Then it's really going to pull you out of the immersion of this game, especially if they all bunch up. We haven't got too long to get to the back of the GT field, so we're going to get there, I think. And then find out what happens. There they are, actually. Just see them just ahead of us. Oh. Yep, all good. Oh, they're going to get him on the straight. Actually, that's interesting. Will they bunch up? The car on the curb there. Pulls to the right. Nice. Full gas on the way by. Does he do it here too? Doesn't lift. Oh, that AI sees me at the last second. We've got the draft on the Peugeot in front. Sorry, bro, it's happening. It's happening. Doesn't defend, though. Again, stutters. Oh, he's going to try and keep her on the outside. I've got to give him the room. He's still there. Oh, he's back in front. Definitely chopped my nose off a little bit, but good racing. Well, I've got a bit more hybrid left, though. And I've got the AI there as well, in front in the GTEs, sorry. What's he going to do? They're going side by side. Is DeResta going to go around them? He does. Oh, this is good racing so far. Bit slow for second chicane. Oh, he's still there. Oh, he's slow too. Oh, God. Stop looking in your mirrors, Jimmy. Also got a LMP2 there as well, just to throw into the mix. Now we're talking. Oh, I just overshot the brakes there. Oh, DeResta's back through Jimmy, you pillock. Just got a bit offline there and got a bit spooked by the Aston Martin, I think. But giving chase once again, the cutting through the traffic. This is what endurance racing is all about for me. And so far, Lamon's doing a good job of it. So here we are. This is going to be interesting. LMP2 trying to overtake GT with a car behind it, a hypercar trying to get by that. Bunching up a little bit here. Not really anywhere to go here, to be honest. Stuck behind this GT. To be honest, there wasn't much more that I think the Peugeot could have done there. But now we're going to go side by side. Oh, he had to lift out. Sorry, Rexy. Iron Dames. Thank you very much. Oh, bit wide there. This is a pleasant surprise. I thought the AI were going to be a bit jank through here, but honestly, once they've stretched out a bit, they're all right. We have gaps to Duresta though. He's lost 3 seconds through there, so not quite as aggressive as I was. We're going to call this our last lap. I think we're going back around the clock now, but see if we can get through the GT field. We're a bit too far behind Conway for anything to happen, really. You know what? That is fun. Cutting through the field there is a ton of fun, and it felt kind of natural as well. I mean, I was a bit less, shall I say, polite than I would be with usual real-life people, but even so, that's pretty much how I would have handled it, exactly the same way. It's better than I thought it was going to be, you know? I'm not sure if that's the right thing to say or not, but this game is better than I thought it was going to be. I can't wait to see it all fleshed out and the full product. There's no VR support from what I know. The only thing that I have trouble with in this car is trying to understand where the grip has come out of the corner. It'll be really easy coming onto the throttle, coming out that corner. And you slow corner like that, you don't really know, and the car just sort of gets stuck in TC. Once you learn to sort of just gently sort of feed it in, the car behaves a lot nicer. There's nothing like going through the Porsche curves at night in a prototype. Could do that at the starters though. Well guys, I'm going to call that as my final lap because I wanted to do 24 minutes, but the game's told me I was doing 7 more hours, so I'm going to leave it as that. But ladies and gentlemen, that is our first kind of race in Le Mans Ultimate. And it went much better than I thought it was going to go. So to sort of sum this up, Le Mans Ultimate is definitely an early access title. It is not complete yet. There are not many features in the game. You can basically just pick up and race, which if you want to do that, it's great. Anything else, it's just not there right now. At this point, I've not tried the online, although I will do that. That will be a separate video. As for handling, I'd say if you're familiar with RF2, you're going to feel right at home here. It does feel slightly watered down from what RF2 is. I've only really driven this car over any sort of distance so far, but as I drove it more, I started to allow to push it out to go a bit quicker, and it felt quite intuitive, which I think is pretty promising. So if you're willing to put up with a fair few bugs in early access and a pretty featureless game for now, then go out and try it. You'll probably enjoy it. But if you're like me and you like a bit more of a game when you buy a game, then you might want to wait on this until a little bit more is added, or maybe until it's out of early access. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and if you want to see more videos from the One Ultimate, let me know down below in the comments what you want to see, and I'll see what I can do for you. Take care, have an awesome day. See you next time.